welcome to Breathe Well Coaching. My name is Coach Erin. Today I'm going to move you through some respiratory diaphragm activation and strengthening to help you overcome some dysfunctional breathing patterns that might lead to anxiety or even pelvic floor dysfunction. So if you're new here, thank you for being here. I am an exercise physiologist, yoga enthusiast, Pilates instructor, and a breathing coach. I also teach corrective exercise. So these are some of these tools that I can help you use to use your breath in a more optimal way. And we start to layer in some exercise and a little bit of strengthening to help us do that. So let's go ahead and get started in today's lesson. And you'll just need an open space today. I know I have a lot of things I was just teaching laying around, but optional to have a pillow or a block to sit on if your hips are really tight and you want that added support in the spine. Personally, I find it very nice to have that. So I'm going to go ahead and sit on my pillow. And this is what's nice about sitting on a pillow when you are doing breath work and you're trying to access the respiratory diaphragm, is that my knees are lower than my hips, which allows my spine to kind of stack with less effort for my muscles to have to hold up my spine. I want you to be able to relax some of the muscles so that we can really work this respiratory diaphragm muscle without having to tense up all over everywhere else in the body. So if you need to hit pause and go grab something to have your hips higher than your knees, then do that. Now we're going to drop into our breath. So go ahead, if you can, close your eyes and just take notice. So the eyes are closed, the mouth is closed. I want you to take notice of the quality of your breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. Get curious. How are you coming into this session today? What is the quality of your breath? Without judging or criticizing, just see if you're aware. Has it been a little short or shallow? Has your breath been choppy or irregular? Have you been holding your breath or holding your belly in and having apnea happen? So a retention, breath hold. Are you fluid with the breath? Is it balanced? Just checking in and becoming aware of the quality of your breath. Our breath changes in response to our environment, our physical activity, and also our emotions. What we don't want is to get stuck in any one of these stressed breathing patterns. When you inhale in, I want you to see if you can feel your ribs expand out laterally. So try not to inhale and lift the neck and shoulders. Try to inhale, and that would be vertical breathing. Try to inhale and breathe more of a horizontal breath where you expand and stretch the belly, the low back, pelvic floor. You stretch in that middle torso area. And then when you exhale, everything draws in and relaxes towards the midline. So let's practice that. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, feel that stretch in the center of your body. And then out of the nose, breathe out nice and slowly. If you're not used to nasal breathing, this might be a little difficult at first. Inhale, expand, relax the neck and shoulders. Exhale, release that breath. Feel a slight hugging in. Breathing in, feel the stretch, ribs open, belly stretches, low back, pelvic floor. Exhale, release. We're just working on a little bit of a balanced breath here. Continue on breathing in that pace. So we start by activating the respiratory diaphragm with this, I call it a 360-degree breath. We're not reaching up on our inhale, using these accessory breathing muscles. We're using the respiratory diaphragm to initiate the primary mover for this inhalation. So you feel that stretch. And if you're new to this, it can take some time to reactivate this muscle, so don't be hard on yourself. Keep coming back to it, keep working on it. What we want is that our primary breathing muscle to be our default muscle. We want this primary breathing muscle to be so strong that it is the muscle that we use to breathe. And we're not having to pull up with our neck and chest, which creates more of a stimulated nervous system state. When you use the respiratory diaphragm, the vagus nerve passes through that muscle, and that can be a really good way to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, or also just modulate more naturally in your nervous system, which we all need that. Okay, so everybody I work with at least is experiencing stress and anxiety. So this slower breathing with the respiratory diaphragm is super important. So good job. Thank yourself. Now we're going to strengthen that muscle a little bit. So I'm going to start by a little bit of an uplifting breathing practice, but it's not going to be like a Wim Hof style where you're here, breathing hard, breathing fast, sometimes breathing out of the mouth. So I don't want that because again, I'm trying to work on regulating the nervous system for most of my clients. And we can do that. We can stimulate it a little bit to strengthen this respiratory diaphragm, but we don't have to over stress our system with this breathing practice. So what I want you to do is put your hands on your low belly. And when you inhale, it's going to be that 360-degree breath. So I'm going to fill up, and then I'm going to exhale. See how it's slow and it's rhythmic, but I'm drawing in and up on my exhale, which is using the respiratory diaphragm in the correct pattern. So it's a short inhale where I kind of recoil and I fill up, and then the exhale draws up, up, up. And so this is going to strengthen the respiratory diaphragm. If you're new to this, just do a few breaths, play around with it. What I like to do is I like to do this one before exercise. I like to do 3 rounds of 1 minute of breath of fire. That's what it's called. 1 minute per round. So 3 minutes total. I kind of take a break in between each round. So I'm going to move you through 1 round today. Go ahead and put your hands on your belly, relax your neck and shoulders. We'll be breathing in and out of the nose. Breathe in, fill, and then exhale, begin. Keep going. It might feel funny at first, but you're going to be strengthening that diaphragm. So this is a really good breathing practice. Try to stick with it. We're working on endurance, so muscular endurance in this muscle. You're doing about 30 more seconds left. If you slow down, that's fine. If you're not as loud as I was, that's fine. Just try to keep going as long as it feels good in the body. If you need to take a break, that's fine too. Wherever you're at, let's do 10 more. Beautiful. Relax. That is breath of fire. Stimulates your respiratory diaphragm. I usually like to do that breathing practice, like I said, before I exercise. You can also use it first thing in the morning to gently upregulate the nervous system. Or if you feel your energy starting to crash sometime during the day, you can do it, in the afternoon when you feel like you need a pick-me-up. So that's your breath of fire breathing practice. Great job there. I'm going to have you move to your back because this next one's going to be a little bit more difficult and I want you to be able to relax more. So if you're able to find a comfortable position laying down on your back, go ahead and do that. Some people like to have their knees bent. Some people like to have their knees open. Some people like to have their legs out. So play around with what you want to do with your legs. You do have the opportunity here to have the neck long and not in that forward head position, but rested down. So you're more stacked in this position, which is really good for our posture. Posture is really important for us to access our respiratory diaphragm. When we have poor posture, it's going to affect that muscle, making it harder to access. So this is a really good place to do some of your breathing practices if you're starting to work on strengthening this muscle. One hand, so I have my left hand on my belly, and then I'm going to have my left hand on my heart, but then rest your elbow down so that you're not so active in the upper body, but you have a sense of feeling here in the chest and in the belly. When you inhale, I'm going to have you expand your belly and low back, so 360 degrees first, then your rib cage, then your chest. So it's a 3-part breath, and this is going to get a maximum kind of capacity on our inhale, and we're going to hold it at the top. Then it's a exhale, lowering the chest, the ribs, the belly, kind of fully exhale. You're going to empty out your breath and you'll feel a contraction in the core. So we're activating a little bit of that core here, but the real activation is going to be the respiratory diaphragm holding again. And so what you're going to start to feel is an isometric contraction in your diaphragm. This is going to definitely strengthen it. So let me cue you through this. As you lay down, I want you to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose for this practice as well. So inhale, fill the belly and the low back. Keep inhaling, ribs expand. Keep inhaling, your chest expands. Now hold the breath there. Then exhale, chest, ribs, Belly, all come in, go to the end of your breath and hold at the bottom. Try to have gentle retention so all the other muscles are relaxed. Just respiratory diaphragms working. Inhale, fill belly, ribs, chest. Feel that stretch. Hold the breath here. We're strengthening this muscle. Then exhale slowly. Chest lowers, ribs come in, belly draws in, and hold at the bottom of your breath. Breathe in, fill the belly, the ribs, the chest. 3-part breath. Hold it here. And breathe out. Chest, ribs, belly. Hold at the bottom. For the next 3 breaths, I'm going to have you breathe out of the mouth. So inhale with the nose. Breathe in through the nose, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, fill belly, ribs, chest. Hold at the top. Try to relax during your retention. Open your mouth. Exhale, sigh. Let it go. Whatever sound comes out, it's fine. Go to the end of your exhale. Kind of squeeze out any of that extra air, fully empty, and hold at the bottom. Try not to relax or try not to tighten in the shoulders or the face, only this respiratory diaphragm. Last time, breathe in, belly, ribs, chest, hold. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh and release. Feel that little gentle squeezing in, massaging your organs. Hold there. Also working the core a bit. And then relax. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. Don't worry about me on the screen. I want you to relax the hands down, palms facing up out by your side. Rest and lay, eyes are closed, and just notice if there's been a shift in your energy. Bring a smile to your face. Thank yourself for the work and the effort you've done to connect with this very, very important muscle, the respiratory diaphragm. It's one of these, I think it's the most unique muscle in the body, and that's saying a lot because I'm a physiologist and I love the muscles. But this muscle has 2 holes that pass through it. One hole has connection to our heart. That's why when we breathe, we can upregulate the blood pressure when we breathe fast, or the heart rate. And then when we breathe, we can also lower our blood pressure and lower our heart rate. But it also has a hole that allows the vagus nerve to pass through it. And this is why we can really access that parasympathetic nervous system state, which is going to be more of that rest, digest, recover, restore, that state, more centered, more grounded. We need that. That's going to be accessed through our vagus nerve. And so when we use the respiratory diaphragm, and it is our default for breathing, it just sets that good pace with our heart and with our nervous system. And I think that's one of the most valuable things about breathing with the muscle that is intended for our breath. So the more that we can get connected to this muscle, it's a little difficult because we can't see it. It's not like our bicep muscle where we can see it getting stronger, but the more we can activate it and build its endurance and its strength, the easier it's going to be to breathe well. And that's what I want for you, because there's so many benefits to breathing well. So thank you for taking some time with me. Just to review what we did today, we started with 360-degree diaphragmatic breathing. Then we did some breath of fire, and I recommended doing 3 rounds, 1 minute per round, to upregulate the nervous system with optimal biomechanics. So you can do this before you exercise, you can do it in the morning, or you can do it if you get sleepy in the middle of the day. Then we finished laying down with 3-part breath, but I had you do some breath holds. So it was almost a box breathing pattern for 3-part breath. And this allows you to work that respiratory diaphragm more. So really get some endurance when we're trying to build that connection there and build up this muscle. So hopefully that was really helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. My name is Coach Erin. I run a 60-day online private coaching program called Breathe Well, Live Well. This is for people who have breathing pattern disorder and like hyperventilation or air hunger, and they're trying to use their breath and wellness as a way to overcome anxiety. So they're trying to do this a little bit more holistically and naturally. And so if you're looking for a coach for that program, let me know. I also run a pelvic health program. So we use breath work, pressure management. We use low pressure exercise and strengthening and stabilization exercises to help people, mostly women, but some men as well, who are dealing with pelvic floor dysfunction, who have maybe a prolapse after having children, or they are experiencing incontinence or trouble using the bathroom, and maybe they have a mommy pooch or a daddy pooch, or they're having trouble managing pressure and getting their core to connect. And so I use breathing and corrective exercise to help with that program. That program is called Breathe Pelvic Health. It's also a 60-day private coaching program. So if you have any questions on either programs or any questions for me specifically, hit like on this video, comment in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts are. And finally, if you want to jump on a free coaching call, right now I'm able to give all new clients a 30-minute coaching call. So I have a link for that free coaching call in the description somewhere, and just go ahead and jump on my schedule. And I look forward to meeting you. Breathe well. Have a great day.